What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Philosophers. We got a fun little episode for you today. As always, your host, Dustin, here with my good friend, Patrick. Patrick, we're socially distanced, dude. Show us that face, dude.
Yeah,
Look
the
at
beard
that.
is gone. The beard is gone. I actually cut it at the beginning of this year, um, and decided to grow it back out. Obviously, stuck at home, no reason to worry about shaving, and just got tired of it. For whatever reason, it comes right back. I'm sure in 3 months it'll be back full form. So no worries there at all. Just switched it up a little bit, but yeah, man. Just excited to be back. And share this awesome league that you invited me to. So I'll let you get more in depth on that.
Yeah. So what we're going to talk about today is called the Guillotine League. The regular season of fantasy is coming to a close. Uh, we haven't been really providing start sit advice. There's a million guys out there who do that, and they put a lot of research into it. So hasn't really been our thing. Maybe in the future we'll do something like that. But if you didn't make playoffs, yeah, sometimes you just got to switch it up. Not only with your facial hair, but with the types of leagues that you play.
Bingo.
So we're going to talk about a guillotine league today. Honestly, outside of the dynasty format, this has been my favorite league format to play in. It was my first year playing in something like this. Your first year. In fact, our entire league that we put together, it was everyone's first year. So I thought that was great, and I know I've been enjoying it. So big shout out first of all to Paul Charchian. You can follow him on Twitter at Paul Charchian. He's the inventor of the Guillotine League. Um, and what a Guillotine League is kind of exactly what it sounds like. Um, every week you're playing not to get chopped, and the only way to get chopped is to have the absolute lowest score at the end of the week. So matchups don't really matter. I could be playing Patrick and lose by 2 points, but as long as I'm not the absolute lowest score in the league, I'm safe. Now, if you are the absolute lowest score in the league, you're chopped. That's where the guillotine comes from. You're out of the league. Your season is done. All of your players hit the waiver wire. Now, this is a
Man,
league that has fab budget. So the bidding wars get crazy.
it
If you don't know
gets
what
real
fab is, it's free
intense.
agent acquisition. It gets really intense. You are basically putting in a blind bid for someone like Patrick Mahomes, Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara. I think we saw someone spend like $600-700 to get Patrick Mahomes out of 1,000. So,
Yeah, the
we got
values were
we
all
had
over
some
the
big ballers.
place. Yeah, I mean, and
They
then
were.
at one point, people just assumed that everyone would be bidding, and you damn near got Michael Thomas for nothing. It was, you know, crazy. Just a very interesting concept that I'm surprised I've never heard of, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, man. It's very different, just something new. Dynasty's new to me, so I've had that. Now I have this. So if anyone's out there just looking for something different, just something to make things interesting, switch it up a little bit, different strategy. Um, definitely recommend it for sure.
Absolutely. It's been a fun year. Now, I think we're both able to say that because we're coming up, there's 5 people left in our league and we're both still in the running. So we might have a different tune, maybe if we were chopped in week one. Um, but even still, like, I've been up against the chopping block a couple of times, and it's a whole different type of rush from fantasy football, man.
It
Um,
is. It
just
is.
today,
I'm
I,
just
I
gonna
was I was
real
on the chopping
quick
block
echo
today.
that because it so is because it already sucks in redraft when you lose that week. That feeling like you just that one week. Well, here, although losing and winning doesn't matter, if you have that one bad week, just one where you're the lowest, you're done. It doesn't end of story. So it's crazy. We can show you what happened in our league very recently and here in a few minutes, but yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I avoided being chopped today by 2 or 3 points on the mighty shoulders of Mr. Eric Ebron. So thank you, sir. Suck it, Frank. You're chopped, brother. I'm gonna be chopping you as soon as we get off this podcast, man. Getting my knives sharp, brother.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna pull that up here real quick.
Yeah,
Uh,
and while you're pulling that up, I just want to talk about the draft, right? Because that's the next thing we're going to talk about here in relation to this. I do want to talk just a really little bit about strategy as we kind of introduce people to this league type. Um, but let's see, are you pulling up a matchup from this week, or
well, we can just
I think
start.
it's already shifted to the next week.
You know, even though the standings don't matter, here's this guy up here, 15, 50 plus, and then lots of. I'm down here. I'm just squeaking by, so it's all over the place. But that's week 13. Let's take a. Here we go. So this is week 12, which just concluded as of the finish of Steelers and
Minutes ago.
Ravens, just a few minutes ago, as a matter
Yeah.
of fact. And it was a close one. Here I am. I actually had a really good week. Real disappointed by Kareem Hunt. Got lucky that Carson got in there for the touchdown because his usage was concerning. Everyone else, though, solid. I made a real good call by benching Clyde Edwards-Hilaire. So that's that. Let's see. Yeah, this guy put up some points. Here we go. So
Yeah, he had Tyreek, I believe.
here's Frank, the
But yeah,
guy. Mind you, this is the guy that had over 1,550 points, like a couple hundred more than anyone else in the league. And there he is.
he's been coasting.
Let me see if I can get their matchup pulled up. Maybe.
Click on the verses.
Well, here's his team.
I mean, I can see Frank's side.
Yeah, here's Frank's
Yeah,
side.
he's
So he
been
does have a
coasting,
very
man.
good team, obviously, but with what's happened to Kamara as of late, just with Breeze out, Herbert had a down game. Jacobs had a bust of a game. Devontae Adams, he did well, but he didn't do what Devontae Adams has typically done this year. Same with Keenan Allen. Kelsey, solid outing, no touchdown. Ridley, solid, but nothing amazing. And then, had Metcalf just got in that end zone. I'm not gonna lie, had he got in that end zone, I'd have won some money. I was on Monkey Knife Fight, and I did put a little wager down. I needed 3 touchdowns between 3 guys, and I picked Carson, Goddard, and DK. And DK let me down. He had it hit him in the stomach,
On the one.
and that was that. But
He got tackled on the one too.
in the same token, that one play is probably why you, or I don't know if it's someone else, but that's probably why Frank is out, which is rough.
Yeah, it
Shout
was
out
me.
Frank, man. That's rough, man. And then yeah, real close points here. So all yeah. So
All four of us, yeah.
it's interesting. Let me see if I can actually pull up the draft. Okay.
Yeah. I think the draft is there's 3 parts of fantasy football, right? There's the draft, there's lineup setting, and then there's waivers. In this league, you want to start with 17 people. You can start the league with less; it's just going to end sooner. But we had 17 people in ours, and that is the largest draft I've ever done, and it totally changed my draft strategy. So I did want to talk a little bit about our respective draft strategies going in. Because for me, my thought was, man, by the end of the second round, there's not going to be any RBs that I actually want to start. So my thought process was RB, fill it out with wide receivers who I think can get some targets because it's full PPR. Take a QB and a tight end late, and then finish up with like PPR type backs like Jamal Williams, Naeem Hines, who have some injury upside. So that was my strategy, and it worked pretty well. I haven't had to make a ton of changes as far as pickups on the waiver. Spent a lot of money when Dallas Goedert got hurt to get George Kittle. Um, I stupidly paid up for a quarterback in a one QB league. I don't know what I was thinking there.
I did
Um,
it too.
but yeah, I think we just kind of got caught up in the format and and spending dollars. A lot
Yeah,
of
the
people have
fab
made
went
some
quick.
some questionable calls when we look back. But
Yeah, I
what?
know.
How did you approach the draft, Patrick?
Man, I didn't know what to do because I mean I was brand new to this, so I just I didn't really have a strategy. Just to be honest, I just felt like more or less best player available, and and then once you get deeper, depending on where you're at, strength of position, etc. So here I am. And I was on that rookie hype, CEH, seventh overall, Derrick Henry right there. Jeez. Um, Luckily, man, I've been hanging around. He's not doing terrible, but certainly not seventh overall. Godwin's been hurt. Robinson's certainly been an anchor. Kareem Hunt early. I mean, that's probably, to be very honest, the reason I'm still in it now is because of Kareem Hunt, that first half of the season or so. I remember at one point I traded Judy away to get more fab, which actually worked out well because the person I traded him to, that was the one game Judy had that real long touchdown. And so win-win, that was kind of cool. But I mean, the teams change so much because again, when someone gets chopped, all those players that are out there and you're bidding. So I mean, for example, you take a look at some of the players I have here: Michael Gallup, Hayden Hurst, you know, and then we have Dustin, Lockett, Cooks, Marvin Jones. So we see that, and then we come back. And I mean, Aaron Rodgers, Chris Carson. I still have Clyde, still have A Rob, but Robert Woods, Goddard. I think you drafted him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but he got
Deontay.
hurt.
Yeah. So I mean, again, it's just like it's just a free for all. Everyone's just grabbing players, and you're bidding. And like some people got some steals. Like I thought your $300 for Kittle was a hell of a steal. I was so pissed that I didn't go for him, and then obviously that kind of backfired. So, um,
Yeah. I also thought I think I spent like 240 on Raheem Mostert uh, the week before he got healthy. Thought I was a freaking genius. He got healthy, had a good game, was immediately hurt afterwards, and I haven't been able to use him since. Um, so, and I purchased that week in Fab. I purchased Matt Ryan, Raheem Mostert, and George Kittle, thinking I might get one of those guys. I got all three, and I think I had like $14 left over, and it was like week 5. So
yeah, I remember you cleaned up, but I
I've been
mean, it's
picking
better
people
to
up for zero.
spend. What sucked for me is I went bankrupt for Chris Carson, and then the very next game is when he got hurt, and that's what hurt so bad because I had no more fab. So I'm just like out here scrambling, just taking the crumbs that are left over from the waivers. Just the struggle is real,
Table
y'all. It
scraps.
is real.
Hey, but
But we're still in it
you can
though.
survive on table scraps, though.
Hey, did you know?
I mean, it,
Now
it
you know.
honestly, this this league format, I think, translates, especially as you get deeper, really well to DFS. Um, I picked up Jerry Judy off the waiver for $0, plugged him in. I can't even remember who they were playing, but he went off for like 30 points. Perfect. All I needed. Hasn't been on my roster since. Um, so, if you're willing to dig deep and do a little research, you can find the gems to spot start, especially as you get deeper into the season like we are now. There's 5 teams left. So there's a lot of stuff out there on the wire. Um,
Oh, for sure.
you know, I, and I think that's a huge part of this game too, right? So we've talked a lot about Frank, and I don't know if we looked at his draft there, but Frank had an absolutely terrible draft, and he's gonna hate that I'm putting him on blast like this, but his draft in this league was just atrocious.
Let's
Um,
pull that up real
but he's
quick.
been coasting along, crushing us
Yeah, he
because of his
has.
waiver play.
There he is.
So we can look
So
at Frank's team here.
there we go. So
So the
Devontae,
first 3 rounds
Kelsey.
are great.
That hurt. That hurts.
After
That
that, though, it's a bunch of
oh
stuff that I don't want.
oh yeah.
That stuff hasn't been helpful most of the season.
No.
Um,
These
but
top
he
these
picked
top
up James
three were looking
Robinson.
nice. Yeah, that helps.
He picked up Justin Herbert
That
off the
really
waiver,
fucking
and I think he got,
helps. Who was his
yeah,
quarterback?
both of them were really cheap. So I
You didn't
think the
even
two of
draft a
them really,
quarterback?
Tyrod, man, he's got
Oh,
Tyrod.
that hey, nice pivot. Nice pivot. That was nice, Frank, but
Yeah, so
show is over.
yeah, well, with how many people have to draft in this league, like the threshold for what you need to score to make yourself safe from being chopped has gone up every week. In the first half of the season, if you scored 100 points, you could feel pretty safe because their team was gonna shit the bed. They were gonna score 50, 60, 70, 80 points. 100 was plenty. Now we're seeing people getting chopped with 125, and it's getting a lot scarier week to week, man. So having a couple of studs and picking up a waiver wire early in the season really can propel you past that early, just where everyone's team is kind of crappy.
Yeah, I mean, or just do it like me. Just live off those crumbs, man. I mean, I feel like at least half of the weeks, like I've been right there on the verge of getting chopped, and I'd sneak right on by, and here I am, still in contention. Hopefully, Chris Carson goes back to his workload prior to the injury, because seeing Hyde get so many touches, that was concerning. I'd
Yeah, I
say
think he
running backs
will.
where I'm hurting the most, but even saying that, I mean, I have Clyde, I have Kareem, I have options. I just don't have any of those elite options. That's what worries me. But I do have everything else. I feel great about just my running backs. Like if I would have started Clyde this week, I'd be done. Um, so just one of those things.
Yeah, but I mean, we're so deep into it. Like, you survive 1 or 2 more weeks, and there's literally going to be studs that you can pick up basically for free because almost nobody in the league has fab budget anymore. Um, so these last couple of weeks, I think, are going to be really interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but
it is.
you
It
know,
is.
like we've talked about before, though, this has been one of the. Oh, go ahead, man.
No, I was just gonna say it. You know, because I'll admit there was a point where I was like, okay, Frank and Jeremy are probably locked to go, mano for the ship, and then Frank is out, with I mean, you saw what his team looked like, I hope. Now anyway. Players everywhere. So whoever's holding on to any fab dollars, damn it, lucky y'all, because I got nothing. So again, gonna be living off the crumbs, but that's what I've been doing. So keep grinding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think our friend Jeremy has the most fab left with like 45, or something like that. So it's not a lot out there, but it's anyone's ball game at this point. He's definitely gonna have first crack at the players, but he's gonna have to. He's got a nice team too, so he's gonna have to drop somebody if he's gonna pick someone up. So we'll be fighting over Jeremy's table scraps probably
Yeah.
for a couple of weeks,
He still
if he
has
survives.
$39 left, which I mean, yeah, he'll man, he's gonna need a Frank week. He's gonna need
Yeah,
one. So
yeah,
Jeremy, good luck, but that Frank week is coming for you.
yes, sir. So just want to reiterate how much fun this league is, especially if you guys, if you're league mates and you already talk a lot of shit. This is a perfect week because when you're sitting there 30 points over the threshold to get chopped, it feels really nice to just, kind of poke at the people who don't know yet. That Monday night game, man, our chats are really active. Every catch, every thrown ball, people are holding their breath, hoping it's to a specific guy or not to that guy. It's
It's
it's a good
that
time.
exciting though. It is. And that's what I like about it, because it's not the same as, and don't get me wrong, I love the grind of just season long, of course. I love that, but it's just like strap in, it's on and you're off. There's no breaks, there's no buy. Well, there's buys. You got to feel, I mean, yeah, things are moving. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I mean, anyone that's been playing and just wants something different and hasn't tried it, absolutely do it. You'll love it for sure.
Yeah, I highly recommend as a change of pace league. If you're feeling burnt out on redraft, but you think maybe dynasty is too much of a commitment, highly recommend this because it is just so much fun. The rush of trying not to get chopped is fantastic, and I haven't experienced that in a long time from fantasy. I've been playing fantasy for it's 15 or so years, so it's been a minute before since I've had that much excitement from a league.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So Dustin, special thank you.
Yeah.
You know, opened my eyes to a whole new world, man. So I'll definitely plan on continuing to play in at least one. I mean, that's the thing. I say do at least one of these leagues for sure. Yeah, but shout
Yeah,
out to
and
everyone.
we'll definitely host this one again.
Yeah, and
one Hundred
shout out to
percent.
everyone that was in the Choppa Style Guillotine League. Shout out to y'all guys. So and gals. But yeah, Dustin, thanks again, man. I'm excited to see how it goes. We'll be sure to keep everyone tuned. Not too much to talk about redraft wise, but good luck to everyone. Pushing for those championships. Hit us up in the comments. Hopefully, we'll start planning for some dynasty content and whatever else comes to mind or whatever else that y'all want. Nothing but love. I'll hand it over to Dustin. You can close this out, sir.
Yeah, man. I just want to say if you're interested in guillotine leagues, hit one of us up on Twitter. Be more than happy to point you into some like resources. You can also search it on Twitter. My man Paul Charchian will tell you all about it. He even has his own website where he will host the guillotine league for you. I did Sleeper because all my other leagues are on Sleeper and it was about ease for me. But guillotineleagues.com and Paul Charchian will set you up if you're interested. Highly recommended. Appreciate everybody listening each and every week. Good luck as we strive for these championships and take care, y'all. Stay safe in this fucking crazy world.
Until next time, fantasy philosophers, we're out. Peace, everybody.